Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to watch this. Risco in Tokyo coming at you with some more Little Big Planet. I've been in the mood, okay? I've been in an LBP mood. Just want to be doing the LBP, so that's what we're gonna do. Because the world is a suck. The world sucks. And it's nice to just kind of muck about in create mode. I've been not like super duper creating, but oops, I have been you know rocking it in the create mode and having a good time with it, and that's always nice. Ox! I've apparently made this enemy just a little bit too. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die to my own enemy. This is terrible. I hate it. I hate it. I've done it to myself. I've really though, really, it shouldn't be that hard. Life shouldn't be that hard, but apparently it is. I'm gonna try. I want to do like us. Hi, it is wonderful to see you. I hope that you're doing very well tonight. I'm just getting myself onto mod view because I forgot to do that. But your headache is... Oh, Quill! Wonderful to see you as well, Quill. I hope that you are well as well. I don't believe that you had a headache last night, but hopefully if you did have a headache that you no longer have a headache. Headache is abated. I love that. That makes me quite pleased. Can't have my mods being ill. Need you at full strength and top power. You had a knee ache. Oh gosh. Was it water on the knee? I learned about that from the old Operation game. You could actually like remove the bucket from the knee. But I hope that it's not being hope it's been not too much of a thing. Woke up feeling like my leg was gonna fall off. Holy crap. That's not like we don't know. We're not down with that. Did you... You're feeling a lot better now. Okay, so that makes me feel better, but did you bang your leg against something? Like is this from an accident or is this... Wait a minute. Oh, Isco, you very silly person. I think I put too much pressure on it sitting weird. Gotcha. Also, I hate that, but I understand how that's a thing that can happen. The impossibility of sitting straight. Ta-da! And then this goes here. I forgot what we were doing. Like we're gonna do something here. I think going like another bit of elevation and then like a mountainy kind of thing? Was that the plan? That may have been the plan. I don't know. I don't really do plans. That's not really my fort. Neither is it my fortnight, so you know there's that. It's all problematic. Well, I mean, I guess as a pre-alpha build, it kind of works. Was kind of tucking the bad leg around the other, behind the other one and bouncing around, so it kind of tugged at the knee. Okay, I dig that. I hate it, but I dig it. Do I want to know, like, why do you have a bad leg? Oh wait, is this a result of the accident that you told us about like a while back, the car thing? Oh, hello Bailey. I promise I won't be shouting tonight, Bailey. I may be hopefully loudly laughing, but not shouting tonight. So gotta remember that I only look young. It's okay, I'm wearing headphones tonight. Gotcha. Well, I mean, that could be the two of us. Quill, people keep on thinking that I look a lot younger than I do, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm... Oh, Alice! Wonderful to see you. I hope that you're doing very well tonight. Hope that life is being kind and gentle to you, as always. I think... This needed to go elsewhere. We didn't want this here. We wanted this here? People always think I'm 30, even when I'm 15. That's not great. Honestly, that doesn't seem great. We're gonna go with not great. I don't know how I feel about that. We gotta... Someone asked me if I was in my 30s when I was 21. Jeez, Hive. Like, how is it? Well, I don't know. I don't know if Quill has or has not been a paragon of clean living. I know that I myself have not been a paragon of clean living, so you know, there's that. But somehow, despite the fact that I've taken like absolute garbage care of my body for basically the entirety of my life, people keep on thinking I'm like sometimes 10 or 15 years younger than I actually am. I wonder if it's the permanent bags under my eyes. That, you know, that could be a thing. That might be it. I've just lived like a vampire. Staying out of the sun does wonders. Soka. I like the sun, though. I'm a fan of the sun. Which probably would make me a very poor vampire and or hacker. Age is a weird thing. This is true. I find if I don't get, like, any sun, I start to get, like, dead fish belly pale. And that's not, like... That's not a great look for me, really. I'm kind of pale now, but still not white looking. I mean, I'm entirely white looking, but that makes sense on account of the whole being white thing, so... I like the sun too, but I need to stay in shade to avoid sweating like I'm trying to mummify myself. I just sweat so very much, and I hate that. But it doesn't seem to matter whether I'm not, like, in shade or darkness or... Like, I will just simply sweat. Temperature. I mean, obviously, temperature has a lot to do with it, but, like, actually direct light doesn't seem to affect it that much. Oh, right, I gotta switch these now, because I buggered them up. Or did I? I totally did. Okay. Good to know. Where? There we are. I spent so much time managing my body heat to avoid turning into soup. I mean, Quill soup might be delicious, though. Have you considered? You could market that. It would be, it could be the next big thing. I don't know if that you might not be comfortable with that, so I can retract that joke if it's not like if it's not a good one, but there's a whole age system Portuguese service work has where if you If you're like in a restaurant and being served, if you look under 20, the waiter will call you the gendered term for young person, depending if you're male or a woman. And if you're looking 30 plus, it's the same, but sir or madam, which are both like words that have connections with old age here. That's fair enough. There is like definitely... Like, there is definitely connotations of age with respectful language, which is kind of weird and gross. Also, Quill says, I think I have the disability where your nerves are oversensitive and cause wildly excessive sweating. That doesn't seem fun. I'm gonna go with not fun on that one. I don't know what's with my sweating, just that I loathe it. Because it just makes me feel gross. And I don't like feeling gross. I'm not a big fan of that. It's a massive pain in the proverbial. Indeed. Indeed. I do know I've got like... And I hate this so much, but like I do have the excessively sweaty gamer hands, and that's just disgusting. But there's nothing I can really do about it, but it's also just disgusting. Especially because I sweat when I'm nervous. Mood? Giant, yes. We are sharing a mood with you. It made the whole thing with the cops like super fun. Because then you kind of get in that loop where it's like, am I sweating too much and making myself look even more suspicious than I naturally do? Which you can't, like, there's no winning with that, honestly. I think we should have a fund. A fund for the excessively sweaty. Cops love that wannabe Sherlock bull stuff. Horse pucky. But yes, you are absolutely right. The whole idea that you can read a suspect. It happens. I mean, the last time we had an LBP stream, I just went and dropped like an F-bomb, so I can't really get on your case about it, but, you know. Oops for F-bombs. Shaking my head, they never do the thing where Sherlock fights Mormon ninja. Wait, what? I mean, I'm not doubting your reporting here, Alice, but I don't... I mean, to be fair, I'm not particularly well versed in the Sherlock Ovure, but Mormon ninja seems like kind of a stretch, even for Sherlock. I mean, Hounds of Baskerville, that I can totally believe, but Mormon ninjas? Cops should do that thing where Sherlock underestimates a woman and gets played hardcore. I like that. I think we should encourage that, honestly. We need more cops being played. An American in London asks Sherlock for help, and it turns out, ninja. I didn't mean to cut to the chase, but I'm just assuming that it's going to turn out to be ninja. But not the streamer ninja, which would be really weird. I haven't read enough Sherlock stories to know if that he would, like, get along with Streamer Ninja. I'm gonna guess probably not, but what do I know? Maybe they'd get on like a house on fire. It turns out that she was an ex-Mormon being chased by Mormons who are basically ninja. And they have super sneak power, and they have freaking throwing stars like stuff. Alice, let's be careful. I know that I do muff up sometimes, but I did just catch Quill on this one. Because it's Victorian writing and there's a lot of racist subplot. That's very weird. And it's okay, like, we all make mistakes, but we should try to have more space between our mistakes. Sherlock brings out the swears, apparently so. I'm still just wondering though, like, how do they get, like, ninja in Sherlock? It just doesn't... I am left Scoobied? It just seems like a very bizarre choice. Like, oh yeah, by the way, ninja. You can't help it when Sherlock's involved. I mean, he might be very attractive to Ninja, for all I know. Some people are. They just they release like that pheromone where it's just Ninja can't help themselves. They just want to get up in there. I don't like that phrasing. I feel like we need a different phrasing for that. Get up in there feels kind of gross. I want more of these dudes because they're cute and I like them. Doobie doobie doo boop ba, shooby doobie doo wah, shooby doobie doo wah, boo boo. I kind of want a different music right here. I think I've had my fill of light jazz. I need something that's not going to get copyright struck though. Interactive music. That is definitely not the mood. That's not it. That's not it. Are ninja like samurai in that a lot of the like famous thing that show up in media is made up by right-wingers? I can never tell which. With the ninja media I've seen from Japan. You know, I'm honestly not sure, Alice. I don't think so. Like, I don't think ninja have that same... What's the word that I want? I don't think they have that same feel to them. Because ninja were basically like thieves and spies. Not really like a whole honor code kind of thing that you can wrap them up in. Quill says, so I went to have coffee with a friend and met some new people who said I was pretty today. Quill, that's really nice. I like that. I hope that you were feeling pretty. Were you feeling pretty? I was feeling okay about myself. Okay. Do you feel like the compliment was something that you were okay with accepting? Like, were you happy with being told that you looked pretty? Because sometimes I can understand, like, just when there's too much of a mismatch with how you're feeling about yourself and what people say about you, sometimes it's like, it kind of goes in the opposite direction. It was nice to hear from the kind of glamorous burlesque and drag show organizer. That does sound fancy. I like that. I'm gonna. I mean, hopefully I'm not out of place in seeing that as a positive for you. Because that seems like a positive, and I like that. I'm big on the positives. Oh, it's Ludo! It is wonderful to see you, Ludo. I hope you're doing very well tonight. I saw that room core thing, and I thought of you. I was like, oh my god, I gotta tell Ludo about this. I don't need this camera to be like Fellini over here. I always have some suspicions whenever someone clocks me and says stuff like that, but I think it was genuine this time. I just did like the very strong affirmative head shake, so because I like that read of the situation. Well, see, Alice, I was thinking like Silent Hill, the room. I was thinking ghosts. I would like ghosts. Ghosts would make me happy. Is the thing. What is this doing? I have no idea why this camera is here, or what it works with. Does it clock up to that? Oh, no. I think this is something completely different. I don't think we need this here. The last good Silent Hill game, that's... Does the room have ghosts? 3 hours! I like that. I mean, Alice, it's kind of bold of you to say that Silent Hill 4 was a good game. It was... Okay, this is just my estimation. Like, I'm not saying that my read of the game, my opinion on the game should be taken as gospel. I think Silent Hill 4 had some really good concepts. I really appreciate what it was trying to do. By that point in the series, I didn't care at all about like the culty stuff. Like that unfortunately just had no interest to me. And the second half, the back half of the game where it's like all an escort mission, I hated that. I hated that so much. Because it was just so utterly awkward. I should go back to it though. Alright, so we got that. I'm gonna have to probably change the placement of those point bubbles. Thank you for reminding me of the Does the Sopranos have ghost videos. Wait. Does the Sopranos have ghosts? Inquiring minds want to know. Is this like a 3 men and a little lady situation? Wait, 3 men and a baby, not 3 men and a little lady. That's a different thing. I think my favorite part of Silent Hill 4, The Room, is where I found it for free on the side of the road along with Silent Hill 2 and 3. Oh my god! That's so sad, but at the same time, like, somehow entirely appropriate. The Sopranos colorized. What? What? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I found a fan theory channel for The Sopranos a couple days ago that put out a video that was like, are there ghosts in The Sopranos? I hope so. That would have made The Sopranos a good show. I did not like The Sopranos. I tried to like The Sopranos, I really honestly did, but... The Sopranos AI upscaled? Wait, there's a Sopranos artificial intelligence? Or is that an L? Like an AL? Like a lowercase L? Oh wait, I didn't want to do that. I was still editing that. Game, don't be like this. Matchmaking in the game... matchmaking in that game sucks, so crossplay might help. That's the light sensor, right? So why was that going off? Sopranos 4K upscale textures with mesh enhancements. What? Why are you doing this to me? I'll pick up some games with you sometime, but I am, 1, terrified, 2, excited that they fixed Strive on PC so that it no longer takes literally 4 minutes to get to the main menu after you hit start, and now I'm learning Pocket Bridget. What? Why did that happen? Yo. What? You should not be turning on. You should be off. Why are you on? Wait. Well, hold up a second here. Oh, Jilly Beans! It is wonderful to see you today, Jilly. I hope you're doing very, very well. I hope that life is being exceptionally kind to you. And if it's not, I'll give it a big pop in the snoot. I think that would be an appropriate thing to do. Snoot popping. Why are we like so deep into The Sopranos, by the way? I mean, I know that Alice, you were talking about a fan theory site, but even still, we have a new foster bunny named Bucket, and she's a shy rabbit. That just sounds cute as hell, and I'm a big fan of it. What? Oh, wait. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, I know what the problem is. It's Year of the Sopranos. Does it have to be? Does it really have to be? It's funny to apply common mod names to the Sopranos. Okay. Someone put the Sopranos video games on Steam? Is the problem ghosts? Strangely enough, for once, no. I don't believe ghosts are the problem here. I think I've got something that's turning on that shouldn't be turned on. And it's this. I also just love talking about The Sopranos instead of watching it. I mean, honestly, you're probably better off just talking about The Sopranos instead of watching it. I do not find myself to be a fan of The Sopranos. Wait, what? For once, I think Ghosts gets a bad rap. Gets run out of town by real estate agents. I think it's rap with the R. Hive? I'm pretty sure it's bad rap with an R. But wait, are you being sarcastically thanks or are you being honestly thanks? Cause I was making it funny because they both have R's because I don't know. I'm sorry then. I was making it funny. I'm so sorry, Hive. Hive, I apologize. I really do. I apologize. I thought you meant the one that started with R. No, I just meant, I mean, I honestly totally just meant the one with R in it. I'm a bad person. Ghost sure gets a bad rap. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a lot better song than it gets credit for, but... Actually, does that song get a bad rap? I'm not sure. No, I don't know. I do know it's on the LittleBigPlanet 2 soundtrack, because the LittleBigPlanet 2 soundtrack is an absolute banger. Just absolutely silly good. Alright, there's my problem. Or there's a problem. We want you to be upside down. I'm making this like way too complex for what it needs to be. And if Kronos were here, he would probably scream at me. Because this is like the ugliest, most needlessly complicated logic ever. Alright, let's test this. Nifty. Ginchy, even. Excellent. I don't like this music. But fudge it. We'll leave it on for just a second. Did you see the examples of English from that video creator I told you about when I was watching Jurassic World 3 videos? That was clearly a person from the UK, but wrote stilted English that I would not expect from a native speaker. I did, and I was very confused. Who or how did somebody die down here? I mean, it might be that they're just a poor presenter, Hive. I wonder if they were, if it was scripted or if they were doing it off the cuff. Cause I know sometimes my off the cuff stuff sounds really, like, weird. Also, I can't just hide it from Kronos. Panda, that would be deceitful. We're not deceitful. I mean, we are, but... Numerous of is a thing that appears in numerous of his videos. Oh, it's that dude! That's the same dude? I hate numerous of. Like, that's just silly. There's the VOD. I love Kronos, but I don't expect that Kronos actually watches the VODs. I would be surprised. Interestingly enough, Patrick watches the VODs, and I haven't seen Patrick in forever. But I hope that he's doing well, because he's a good lad. Oh, fudge. No! I may have made these jumps just a wee bit fiddly. And that's okay. They could be fiddly. Disco, what are you... This is your own level. This is... What is your problem? What is your honest and actual problem? That needs to be invisible when it's not triggered. I don't like that. The Metrodons undoubtedly brought a sense of fear and scariness to the movie. They sure did. All of them in their horribly rushed animatronics glory. If you want some real English native speakers speaking very stilted English, check out the new hit YouTube trend channels that just read the plot of an entire movie and the movie plot on the YouTube title. So like Heat is like intense movie about crime or something like that. I hate that. I am not a fan. If I'm making the players backtrack that much, I should put extra bubbles here. I should definitely do that. Because there's a lot of backtracking there. You poor thing. You abomination of nature. You absolute freak. Are you not shamed? Are you not shamed of yourself? Look at you. With your goofy eyes and your goofy mouth. You're a box with legs and spikes. Heat ending explained explains the context of the plot of the entire movie before making an obvious point about how the movie ended that could easily be inferred from what was shown on the screen in the movie. Now Hive, sometimes these details, you know, they're not as easy as all that. I feel like a box with legs and spikes sometimes. I mean, Quill, that's a total mood. I should be kinder to my poor-legged boxed friend. Especially considering that I made the darn thing. The trend just came over not straight to talk rips. I think it's mostly for people who don't have access to theaters. Okay. Sometimes they do point out things that are easily missed in the movie, but they have to make money somehow. So these movies are expanding to just straightforward movies. Don't like that. Not a fan of that. I'm gonna go with not a fan. Alright, I want like... Oh, it's Astro! Wonderful to see you this morning. I hope that you're doing very, very well. We're talking The Sopranos and TikTok? Or something, I don't know. I gotta get rid of this music, it's giving me agita. And that is not acceptable. You are awake early. Is this the happy kind of awake early? Or is this the, like, I really wish that I could be asleep, but in fact I am awake? Because one of those could be good. One of those not so much. Alright. We wanna make our logic, like, not nearly as ugly as it is. So what do I need to do? It also doesn't help that... Oh, wait. The animatronics in Jurassic World Dominion were all rushed because of the disaster production of the movie. The Gigantosaur in particular was originally quoted as requiring 6 months to complete, and they were only given 4 months. And it shows, it really shows. And it also helps that Colin Trevorrow doesn't know how to work with animatronics. Colin Trevorrow just doesn't seem to know how to work. He just seems like... just not good. I'm gonna go with not good. It's my brain isn't fully functioning. Beware narcoleptic auto behavior awake. Huh. Don't like that. Astro, like... I mean, I know the mood. I recognize the mood quite well. I do not like the mood, though. I do hope that you can ease into... at least the level of pseudo-functioning. I find that I do, like, most of my day I find is, like, pseudo-functioning brain meats. I don't know if I would trust them to make important life decisions, which is why I'm required to make important life decisions all the time. But, you know, basically they keep me from touching actual open flames, and that's, like... You know, I feel like I should give them credit where credit is due. Because that could be really hard, because open flames are very pretty. And they just say, like, hey, why don't you touch us? But, like, my brain meats are like, hey, you know what? Don't. How about don't? Quill says, my dinosaurs are undercooked due to bad management. I love the timing there on that, Quill. I wasn't expecting that to work out as well as it did, but it did, and I love it. Okay, the lights, we want that to turn this on. Silly question, is terrified to the fact acceptable usage? No. No, it is not. If we're marking the cause of the terror, terrified of. If we're marking a action that we don't want to take because of terror, terrified to, like the infinitive form, like terrified to drive after 3 beers. And even then I would say terrified of and gerund. Terrified of flying, terrified of driving. But, I mean, adjective and infinitive, that form is a workable form. But terrified to the point of, if you wanted to give, like, a limit to the terror, terrified to the point of being unable to move, but not terrified to the fact that would honestly. Now Hive, you mentioned that this person, and I feel like we're sliding into a territory that I want to get some extra information about, because you mentioned that this person is English, but are they English with English as a second language? Because these are starting to sound like prepositional errors that, like, my students would have made. Not errors that I would expect from a native speaker. Oh, what did I miss? Hope your day goes well. Okay. Distracted by my nephew. Please be distracted. If you must be. And even if you must not be, Quill. But nephew sounds like a good reason to be distracted. Said yes, and this is why I was wondering. If I didn't know anything about this person at all, like if you had just given me the writing without any background, I would say this is English as a second language. Because these are very familiar errors. I want that to be larger. Not that. I'm also curious because the videos go large portions without weird slip-ups like that, and then there'd be a numerous of or terrified too. Or however, one of which that was easily the eeriest of them all would be that of the Amber Cave Mine-Dwelling Dimetrodons. I mean, it's not impossible for native speakers to make errors, and there's dialectical things that read as errors that may not be, but like a lot of granular language like that is very habitual. Like it's just stuff that we pick up and we don't tend to think about. So like those are weird. Usually when you get native speaker errors, you're looking at like complex grammar and like proper indicators in sentences and things like that, making sure that clauses are fitting together in like complex structures. Those are kind of like more the quote-unquote native speaker errors that I would be expecting. So it's just like they're odd. They're definitely odd. I almost kind of want to listen to them to see if their production is similar to the way my students used to speak. Ludo says if it's a content form, it could have... Oh, you know, that's interesting. If it's a content farm, it could have a different scriptwriter than reader. So that could explain why the reading is good, but the script has writing errors that the reader doesn't correct. That's a really interesting point, Ludo. And I hadn't thought of that at all. Quill says you need the clauses to fit together or there'd be no Christmas. No. Quill, there'd be no Chrissy. Chrissy clause is the result of clauses fitting together. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Christmas as a holiday predates the clauses. Hyde says, I've seen that Ludo. It's interesting because there are also vlog-style videos on that channel, including him traveling internationally to watch Dominion early and then giving his review. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe the dude just has bad writing. But that's the thing, like, Ludo, it's weirdly bad. Like, it's bad that's kind of outside of language that you would pick up, even if you're, like, not particularly great with language. It would be, like, it would feel like something that would need to be reinforced elsewhere. Nobody's stopping you when you're on YouTube. I mean, you're not wrong. The last example of that game sounded like somebody trying to write more flowery than they're capable of to sound more interesting. Okay. Well, that could be our mystery. The only thing I'm concerned about is just that, like, if this is an English as second language situation, I don't want to dunk on the person. And honestly, like, if it's just an English as first language situation, I don't want to dunk on the person either, but... Like, I do know language learning is quite difficult, so... I don't want to either. I'm just confused. Yeah, I am too, honestly. Although I do appreciate this, this chance to kind of flex my language muscle. I don't really get to do that very often since I'm not teaching anymore. There was a thing. I was gonna do a thing. Right, because, like, hit switch has to come back over. I was also wondering if there were obscure usages I wasn't aware of that you might have been. I mean, there's a whole lot of just cruft and garbage in English, but the particular ones that you're mentioning are not ones that I'm familiar with at all. Which, I mean, that doesn't solve the equation, but I'm not dunking, just discussing what could be happening and deciphering what's going on. That's what I hope, Astro. It's definitely something that I think before I started teaching that I would have more easily fallen into that type of mindset. But after teaching for a while, and particularly seeing how other teachers would talk about their students, like, I really got out of that habit pretty quick because it's really ugly looking. But I do want to take, like, a quick... yeah, some of the folks that I worked with were not great. It didn't help, like, we'd get a lot of folks that were, like, coming directly out of university, and they really hadn't, like, done any kind of job in an authority position like that before, and they didn't stick around long enough to kind of see how difficult all of this was from the student side. So, you know, they kind of came in as native speakers and would be like, ah, look at this silly person, ha ha ha, they don't know English. It's like, yeah, they don't know English, that's why they're coming to our business. But yeah. Hive says, are there parts of UK where native residents might have English as a second language, or might have weird local usage? That part I couldn't speak to, Hive. Like, I don't know nearly enough about, like, how, like, what the demographic and dialectic situation is in UK. That's just way too outside of my expertise. Some Welsh majority villages in Wales, I think. Okay. And Astrosis, to be honest, other teachers ruined teaching for me when I was working, not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what kind of teaching that you were doing. My teaching was not really, it wasn't like school teaching. It was language school teaching, which is more of like a business thing. It's kind of a mess, but dealing with the other teachers was at times quite a thing. And it was certainly weird, like the last couple years that I was teaching, you know, because I kept on getting older and the new teachers kept on basically staying the same age, just because of our hiring pools, you know? But, like, I'd start to get teachers that were, like, 10 and 15 years younger than me, and they kind of grew up in a very different environment, and particularly a very different internet environment than I did, and some of them were really gross, like, super duper gross, like Gamergate style gross, so I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit. But I do want to take like a really short break here, get myself a little bit of a stretch and get some orange juice in me because I can feel my throat getting a little bit scratchy. But I am going to be right back, and Hive, I'm going to leave the whip hand with you, although I doubt that you're going to need it that much. But I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Let me just do a quick skim, because I think I missed something from Astro. I was an elementary art teacher. Oh, you mentioned that! I don't remember if you mentioned it here, if you mentioned it on the Discord. But you had, like, a ton of students. I remember you saying that you had a ton of students. Quill says there are people who speak Gaelic, Welsh, or Scots as the first language, English as the second. That's a good point. Hive says the fun thing I was told when I worked at the Department of Education was that there are lots of psychological injuries from bullying, etc. etc. Because often teachers and administrative staff go from school to further education back to school, so they've gone from being students to being in positions of power and didn't get a chance to learn to socialize in a work setting. Yeah, I mean, you can see some of that, I think, in what I was seeing with the teachers that I was working with, such as they were. Hive says, thanks, Quill and Alice. I was wondering about that. That might explain things. Okay. And Ludo says, I think that's a general issue with higher education jobs. A lot of people just burn out when they first get to do the work they learned because it's not like studying. Well, I mean, one issue with us, Ludo, is that for none of us, this was the work that we learned. Like, in 15 years of teaching with Nova, I think I met a handful of people who were actually trained as teachers, and they had pretty high burnout rates because teaching at Nova was not like teaching at a school. It just did not have that type of like pedagogy behind it, an ability to control your lessons like that. Especially if you're just starting out in the job. So we kind of swung in the opposite direction, that you just had people that were trained or studied in anything, really, and just ended up sitting behind a teacher's desk in Japan. So no idea what the heck we were doing. 3 days of training. And really, like, God, I think like we only had like maybe an actual full day of training with observations before we actually were in a classroom, so to speak. Now, just as a kind of a parenthetical note, because I think that we've talked enough about Nova before that some of the regulars remember the way the setup was, but for Astro, the way that the Nova system worked was that there were only four-person classes, 5-person towards the end of things when we were running on pretty heavy teacher shortages. So, like, you weren't dealing with a huge, like a 40-person classroom or anything like that. But there was no, like, scheduled class, so to speak, where you would always be teaching the same students at the same time on the same days. It was more like a gym setup where you could just come in at any time within the class block. And, if you wanted to take the 10 o'clock to 10:40 class, then you just showed up at 10 o'clock and you jumped in that class if there was an open chair. So it's very difficult to kind of do long-term scaffolding with your students, because you could easily have just a complete mix of skill levels within a certain range, like every single class. And you might not see, like, you might see a student once a month. You might see a student 4 or 5 times in a day. Their system was weird, but it wasn't teaching in the sense of that you might be familiar with. It's yeah, English as conversation learning and teaching in Japan is a mess. Mostly it's like, although we have students as customers, and really they're customers more than students. were mostly geared towards adults, and adults working on their own schedules, coming in after work or coming in on their days off, or just like adults who go to the gym. And instead of toning up their abs, they were ostensibly, I always say that wrong. They were ostensibly working on their ability to communicate in English. Now, the theory was that because, all of these students would have gone through in school, English as a second language class from, depending on how old they were, from junior high school through to university, or nowadays from elementary school up to university, the actual results of the Japanese education system's English language teaching vary widely and wildly. Quill says average burnout rate in Australia is 3 to 5 years. For reals, though, holy dogs. Hyde says over here teachers are used to get burnt out because teachers would train in one specialty and then get shoved in a rule placement in an entirely different subject. They aren't qualified to teach because there are shortages. Yeah. Yeah. But that's why when I say that I did teaching or I was a teacher, I tend to highly qualify it, because it's not... It's really not teaching in the sense of what we would consider teaching. It was a major point in uni when I was studying. Well, I'm trying to remember, Quill, and if I don't remember precisely, I do apologize, but like, you did actually study for teaching, right? Like, that's part of your background? Or am I completely misremembering that? And Hyde says, like a high school English teacher getting put into a small town in the bush to teach high school physics. I'd always assumed that that's just the way that it was, but... okay. I'm glad I did remember that. It's not always that I do. Why do you keep seeming like you're gonna jump over the edge, my friend? I can't have you doing this. I need you to not. What if can I put a brain down here? I don't know that it's gonna help. Astro says in the US, it's less about kids being difficult, being required to teach something you don't know, etc., and more about bureaucracy of dealing with administration, parents, and all of that. Honestly, like right now in the US, it just sounds absolutely miserable to be a teacher. Like, massive props to anybody who can do it, but... And I know that can be very dependent on, like, what state you're in, where you're teaching, but it just sounds awful. And the very little pay for the ridiculous amount of work necessary. And, like, teachers they pay for their own supplies, like, out of pocket, yeah? You couldn't pay me to teach in the US after everything I've heard? No, it sounds awful. It sounds absolutely like trash fire. It depends on the school. You get a class budget, but it's rare that it's enough. Gitch. There's a couple of folks that Oh, I didn't like that. Why did I do that? There's a couple of folks that I follow on Twitter who are teachers, and it just sounds like... Yeah, it sounds pretty messy and very expensive. For 700 plus kids, my budget was $1,200 for the year, and that was a boost from the previous years upon me coming in. 700 plus kids just sounds like... That's... And this just feels absolutely silly coming out of my mouth, but that's just like way too many? I mean, how are you expected to deal with that many kids in, obviously not in one class, but even just in one year? Why are you... Okay. So we hop up here, up to here, and then, I don't know, do something in this section? There was a second art teacher who came in twice a week to do the extra art classes because the school was actually closer to 900. It's over 9,000, and I hate that. I mean, not obviously over 9,000 because you just said 900, but... Now I'm trying to remember, like... See, this is way too granular for me. I cannot remember how many teachers were in my elementary school. Because basically anybody outside of my direct purview didn't exist. Elementary school was a long time ago. That's not a great excuse, but it is true. For context, my primary school's art budget was $1,000 a year over 20 years ago. What the heck? What the actual heck, though? Because, and like, art classes, that's... You're always having to buy supplies and stuff for that. Like all the paints and whatnot. Like, it's not like you can just get books 30 years ago and be like, okay, we're still using the books that your parents used. Like, all those gessos? I don't know if anybody uses gessos. That was just like the first word that came out of the memory banks. And I kind of like the sound of it, so, you know, gesso. Just sounds nice. Starting salaries for teachers brushes the poverty line, but I worked for 12 to 15 hours daily to get everything done. And it's a salary, right? So you're not like pulling overtime or nothing like that. It's just you get per month what you get per month. Yeah. You know, they harp on about how important education is. Not like I'm not speaking to the choir here, but like they harp on about how important education is, but they ain't never funded schools. I remember when I was a kid, and because I had a bunch of friends whose parents were teachers, and all of them had summer jobs because they didn't have work in the summer, so they were like all house painters and did construction and stuff. Which is kind of like spooky if you got one of those dads as a teacher in class, because, you know, they'd have the whole construction body, like just chunky, beefy body. And you're like, oh, we're not messing with that teacher. Like, we're not... Throw us through a wall. And I was paid more because government jobs pay more depending on degree level. So, best way to get decent pay is to get a higher level degree. But then you gotta be like... I mean, you gotta pay for the degree, too. Was just typing that. So they're gonna, I mean, they end up getting you coming or going, basically. This is such an awful joke. So it's a moot point if you don't have rich parents to foot the bill. Yar? It's just like a trash system. It's just utterly a trash system. You know, I should have totally left it on the old music that we had, because this one's not doing it for me either. Now I'm gonna have to change it again. I was in an interesting situation where I did a BFA and the sister university offered a one-year MA for education for graduates of the art school. Okay. So was that like... Did that work out a little bit kinder financially for you? I just did my BA and like that was all I had the energy for, let alone the money. Because they don't need to teach you how to do art, they need to teach you how to teach. Ah! Hi. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. Now I am, as they say, on the trolley. The music sounds like a saw that's also a ghost. You're not wrong. And I do kind of love that. Twitch was awful. I have all the regrets. Oh god. Well, this is the level that this music is from is kind of a ghost wedding level. I mean, I don't think that they're ghosts getting married, but there's a wedding and there are ghosts involved. It's very spoopy. But unfortunately, that's from LittleBigPlanet 1, and that's only on PlayStation 3. Are? Don't want to do that. I don't know. I don't like the way that looks, but I might put a wrap on create mode in just a little bit and then do some levels for a little while. Because I'm kind of in a spot where I'm not really sure where I want to go next with this level. So let me do a quick run through. And let me change the music. Since we're gonna do levels, we're probably gonna get dinged for copyright anyways, so as long as I don't put song 2 in here, we should be okay. It should be just like a regular ding and not a we can't watch this in Japan ding. So let me get something appropriate. Oh, LBP uses a lot of licensed music, and we always end up getting a couple of copyright notifications on YouTube when we put the VODs up. Generally, they're just the kind that they don't allow me to monetize, which is fine because my channel's not monetized anyways, but Song 2, for some reason, Sony Music Japan really hates that song, and it won't allow the VODs to be viewed in Japan if the song shows up. Now, unfortunately, Song 2 is a really popular song to use in the community, so it's not uncommon for my LBP VODs to be non-viewable in Japan because of that song. I mean, it's a great song, so it makes a lot of sense. But it is kind of a pain in the butt. Because basically, if we run into a level where it starts playing and it's just like, okay, then this VOD is basically buggered. I don't know why it does that. Like, I don't know why they are... Well, now... That shouldn't be triggering. Now I'm a little bit miffed. I thought we fixed that. Ah! Now that's going to be a problem. I don't want speedrunners to be speedrunning this. So, I mean, actually I don't care if speedrunners speedrun this because I don't expect anybody to play it, but... Oh, and you can just get there from here. Well, yeah, we wanted them to. Wait, please go... Well, you're just gonna have to put something here that people are gonna want to come to. Because otherwise they're gonna skip right over it. Or maybe... Fudge. I'm gonna have to think, because there's no reason for the player to come here if they can just jump up to this. So there'd have to be some reason that they'd want to come here. I'm gonna have to think about what I want to do with that. And then this is gonna go to a wider area, I think, up here. And then maybe have something that will drop the player down and have like a little bit of an underground section down here. And then probably wrap the level. I don't want to make the level too big, honestly. But that's... You could put a petable cat on the spot that you want them to be. That's not a bad idea, Quill. I'm sure that there's an animation that I could put in to make it look like they were petting something. And there are definitely cat objects, or I could just make my own cat, because I've got stickers for it. I mean, there's no reason that they should have to go to that section. Like, it can just exist as environment, like as landscape. But, I mean, there's a platform there. I kind of want the players to be on it at some point, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It would probably be a lot easier if I had any kind of like actual idea in mind for the level, as opposed to, well, I just been feeling like making a level, so why don't we do that? Super big spoopy Halloween costume giveaway. I don't think so. But there was something that I wanted to check out by the kid that we looked at today. Possible trans thing of the day. I think my lips are filling out a bit. Ooh. This is exciting. I was trying to think of somebody who had lips. Okay, that's like the silliest words that have come out of my mouth. I was trying to think of somebody who had distinctive lips so that I could ask if that your lips were going to be like that person's lips, and I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, and that doesn't make any sense at all. But this sounds nice. We're excited for this. I want to check out the 6-axis hideout, because I heard that this was pretty good. I don't know if I need my lips to be any fuller than they are. I'm already like plenty lippy, I've been told. Angelina Jolie does have distinctive lips. That's a good point. They're a little bit more plush than usual. This is interesting. Would you like to go the full Jolie? Oh, wow. Full lips are good for smooching. I've heard that. Okay, so by twisting the controller, I'm actually twisting the level. I hardly see anybody use this technique, and that's neat. I don't know if it's going to be like super annoying by the end of it, but that's cool. I like that. Zoop! The swinging pictures are a really nice touch. Now, it is a little bit of a problem in the sense that I never tend to hold my controller, like, directly, so it's gonna be kinda cockeyed the whole time. But I do like seeing something a little bit different, seeing a little bit something new. I looked at this kid's level today, actually. Oh, that's not what I want. But not this level. I looked at a different one. Gotta get vacuuming. Have a good one. Ludo, thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for dropping some Sopranos lore on us. And good luck with your vacuuming. Hopefully that turns out well enough. Okay. Ah, fudge! Helps convey the effect of tilting on objects. Yes. Yes, it does. Now this is going to be a pain in the butt. Oh, this is definitely a pain in the butt. No, fudge! Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it so much. I love it, but I do kind of hate it, because it is kind of a pain. I shouldn't be smoking right now. That's part of the problem. Oh, darn it. But also, it's like, when I tilt the controller, it's like the air control wants to go in the different direction, and that's a bit of a problem. Anyway, I wouldn't complain if my lips went full huge naturally, but I'm not aiming for it. That's fair enough. I don't know that I've ever really thought too much about lips. But I tend just generally not to think very much about my face. Oh, the chandeliers are moving too. Excellent. Excellent and fancy. Oh, well, we need you. We need you right in the center. Okay. I've always had femme lips, so it's a spot I like about myself. Oh, this is cool. I am a big fan of finding those features in yourself that you can be happy about. Mine, it's my useless eyeballs. They are oh so useless, but they are oh so pretty. It is a plus. It's hard sometimes, you know, to have something at least in yourself that you can look at and be like, okay, that bit I like. Do you have the very pretty eyes as well? The very pretty and useless eyes, Quill? It is our curse. The curse of beautiful eyes. Oh my god, I say the same thing! They're just for decoration. Oh, fudge! Wait, why did it go up and down? That's weird. I mean, it doesn't matter because we already did that section, but... Can't have gorgeous eyes and 20/20 vision. It's gotta be one or the other. You get the super pretty eyes, or you get the good vision, but not both. And if you do end up getting both, like, you're just hogging it from everybody else. That's just not fair. Honestly. And you should consider, like, trading. Right? we're all out here like, oh, you gotta pick and choose. And this person just rocks up and they got like, oh yeah, my eyes are both pretty and useful. How's that fair? That ain't fair. That ain't fair at all. Oh. I both like and hate this. No, come back. Come back. Nice Game Boy screen there, by the way. That was cool, but that was actually pretty tricky. Oh, how does this work? I don't know if that bell was actually doing anything. Also nice that they actually tried to make the cogwheels at least look like they were doing something. Usually people just put cogwheels places and be like, hey, check it out, it's cogs. And it's like, yeah, that's not how that works, actually. It's like, I put some cogs on my hat. I mean, good for you, but also, that's not how that works, actually. Oh, fancy. Now, I do have to say that while I really like the conceit of this level, I think it's really, really cool, I do think that having, like, the camera shift the way it does, even if it's, I think it's necessary to convey the effect, I could see this being an issue to people who get motion sick pretty easy. Because even for me, it was starting to get a little bit much there at the end. But that was cool. That was definitely really cool. I am glad that I didn't look at this level for this week's episode because it would have been a pain in the butt. I'm gonna put a heart on LittleBigPlanet because LittleBigPlanet seems to be putting out pretty good work. LittleBigPlanet Limon. I don't know if anybody watched my my goofs and outtakes video, but forgetting that kid's name, like, right at the beginning of the video, was hella embarrassing. I felt kind of bad about that. LittleBigPlanet, who are you playing? What's in your wheelhouse? Latest hearted levels. Let's look at these hearted levels. You can't heart your own levels, mate. That's like tacky as hell. That's like super tacky. Thing that I may have done, but that was a long time ago. When I was younger. Like 30. I shouldn't complain because I have done that, but at the same time, it is tacky. Like, it is super tacky. Chosen. Short skill challenge. Hard. I don't know. I don't know if I need that. Sack tracking. Hop to it. I'll check out Hop to it. That sounds neat. Excuse me. Seems like you're all ready to go, Fluffball. Please enjoy the level. Meanwhile, in Frog Japan? What? It appears another froglet have fallen for our peculiarly clever trap. That's right, I'm going to call you Froglet because I am the mighty Toad Queen. Welcome to the PtaER, the one place where toads and frogs unite to make the rest of the creatures of the world suffer in epic platforming challenges. What? What is this? Release the froglet! What? Why is this Frog Japan? What does that even mean? This is why we have capitalism. Yeah, I mean, you're not precisely wrong. Welcome to the Frogina, Fluffball. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to change into this ridiculous frog outfit. In you go. I don't wanna wear a frog outfit. I completely forgot to tell you, now that you're wearing your fancy new frog outfit, all layer changing is manual. Give your square button a tap to change layer. Hey Froglet, you can change layer anytime using your newly gained frog powers. See if you get to that button. Oh, I hate this. Oh, this is gonna be fun. And by fun, I mean terrible. Do I? Wait. Oh, I gotta do it twice? Oh god, I hate this. There we go. This is just gonna be... And she's off. Let's see how our new competitor does with froggy stuff. I don't know. At least it's not a race. Oh god. No. Hi. I do kind of appreciate that they've done the What's going on with you? Do I have time to get there? I guess I do. Okay, there we go. Push them in. Must I, though? How do I push them? Oh, I get it. Or not? Well, wait, what do you want from me? Game? Game? how do I keep them in? Oh, I get it. There's a frog back there. So we want to bounce this jerk. There we go. Genius. I am a super genius. Awkward space. Okay. I guess. Good work so far, Fluffball. We've gained 145% more viewers since you joined the Frogina. Frogina is just, that's just terrible. I hate that. I'm gonna go with hate that. I am sorry, but you have failed English. Was I even supposed to come up here? Oh god. What is even going on? And we're back. Froglet is just about to discover the finer layers of frog skills. Let's see how long she survives here in the Frogina. Slowly building the image of being a witch in the minds of my niece and nephew. Keep telling them things I'm making are magic potions that turn people into animals. I love that. I 100% support that. Oh, come on now. Really, though? Wait, what happened to me? Oh, but how do I... What? But the... How do I... Yo, dude. What? There's no way to... But the thing. How do I do the thing? Ah, so. Well, this isn't annoying at all. I am not annoyed. Oh God. Bisco, come on, you can do this. You can do this. This is simple. Super easy. Super easy. This is actually, it's pretty tricky. It's neat and everything, but it is quite tricky. Oh, I see the problem. Okay, I got it. Oh, fudge. Now, Quill, what are you gonna do if your niece and nephew ask you to turn them into animals? Because that seems like a completely likely thing to happen. And you should probably be prepared for that. Eh? Oh, fudge. They've been terrified of it so far. Really? That's kind of weaky. Have you told them that no niece and nephew of yours are going to be terrified of lycanthropy? That you just will not stand for it? Oh, buggery. Oh, come on, please go. Why, what, do you own skills? Do you have a set of skills that you could maybe use to pay the bills? These bills need paying, is the thing. Ah, bugger. So close. Whew. Oh, fudge! Right, manual layer changes. That's the whole gimmick here. God. I mean, the level really is quite impressive, and the commitment to the bit is absolutely stellar, but who needs rocket cheetahs? The lol ball does the job. It is also kind of a pain in the butt. So, you managed to survive the slightly more mind-bending challenges too. Well, good work, Froglet. I'm sure you'll do just fine in the very last step towards becoming a true toad too, right after this break. Please allow me to escape with my life. Fluffball, be quiet and do as I say. If you're into this thing called being alive, get into the dress room and take off that frog suit. Look, Fluffball, you're doing an excellent job. But the queen is getting seriously angry now. We're pretty sure she's got some kind of sneaky trap just waiting for you ahead to terminate you. Here's an elevator. It'll take you to control room right after this one. This way you'll dodge the queen's trap and be able to take her out from behind. We really shouldn't be doing this, but Joseph there likes your style, Fluffball. Keep it up and I'm sure you'll bring down the queen. Good luck. Oh my god, dead frog? Ew. I'm kind of pleasantly shocked at how nice this level is. Gonna tell him I drank a potion that made me a lady. I mean, it's not precisely a lie. Please play the first part. Oh, this must not have been locked off. The ultimate long con. Oh no, gosh, don't worry about it. Please, if you gotta eat, yo, taking care of the body always comes first. It's the lol ball, in case you didn't notice. Oh gosh. Oh, I hate this. Oh god. Okay, so you've actually gotta make it, you gotta go in reverse. Like hold left to go right, hold right to go left. Dude, Froglet will be appearing at the other side of the arena. We haven't even got the trap ready. Hey, it's not my fault IKEA write their instructions using dots and random squares. How am I supposed to understand any of this? Oh dear, the queen won't be happy about... What? But Froglet, how'd you get here? That's not even... You used magnets, didn't you? I better inform the queen about this. Oh my god, it's actually IKEA death traps. I love that. Oh my, looks like Froglet and some other toad are going to race each other to the queen. Will the random toad's rolling technique win him the queen's well-being, or is the lol ball even faster? I'm gonna die. Ah, so I lost. Oh no. Did we get the bad ending? I think we got the bad ending. I hate this. The cruelty. The absolute... Oh my god, we totally did? No way! They actually shoved us in the bad ending! Oh, Hive, don't worry about it, yo! Turns out, even though Bridget is fun, I still like playing Eno. I know, right? I'm gonna have to play that level again at some point. Well, where's Miniska? Because apparently I've looked at their levels before. And I'm wondering when? Hi, I'm a Swedish person who likes to create and stuff. I've also uploaded videos of me creating on YouTube. Give Miniska a search to watch those. Feel free to get inspired by my junk because you're beautiful. That's weird. I feel like the phrasing is weird there. Let us check out this person's channel. I hope it's not like gone completely anti-vax or something in the time period between making this and that. Because that would be funny. And by funny I mean terrifying. And by terrifying I mean disappointing. Only 55 videos. And the last stream was a year ago. Oh, but it got some speed create videos up. That might actually be helpful for me to watch. The speed create videos are from 8 years ago. No, it's, okay, so... Gave me the warm heart fuzzies. There's nothing more beautiful than friends loving themselves. This is true. So there was a creator that I used to know back in the day in LittleBigPlanet. I kind of lost touch with. I did a review of their level, one of their levels a couple of weeks ago, and I thought to myself, hey, you know, I haven't heard from this person in ages. I should see if I can find them. You know, I'll just do like a quick Twitter search or something and see if they turn up. And they did, and like their Twitter was not like super active, but the most recent stuff within the last like 2 years was a lot of like likes on anti-vax stuff, and it was very weird. It was very much like, when did that happen? What? And I hadn't known that before I had done the review on their level, because if I had known that, I wouldn't have done the review. So I felt all kinds of weird ways about that. And I didn't find it out until it was like way too late for me to do a different episode. Like the episode was already in the bag, didn't have any wiggle room to do something different. Well, now this person... If gardens had peaks... Oh, maybe that's the one that I played. I feel like... I feel like I remember this level. Yeah, it was definitely a big no. It was definitely like a whatchamacallit? An Obi-Wan Kenobi no? Grab to activate the secret race. See who's fastest. I do not want to do this. I have vague memories of this, but they are very vague. I'm sorry, but I'm in the midst of a race. I cannot listen to your talking. That was directed to the character in the game, not to anybody here. That would be really weird. Oh, fudge. Oh, double fudge. Okay, this hops over here. This goes over to here. No, why? Well, just get in the cup. Just get in the cup. Easy peasy. Also, 1, 2, 3-zy? That poor kid. Wait. This switch is clearly labeled fish, and I pulled the switch and we did not get any fish. I feel more than slightly disappointed. I think we've been cheated. Cheated of fish. Wait, what? Oh, I see. We're not going to get any points in this race. And that's, I mean, that's fine. I guess we don't need points. Points are for losers. Oh, what? What? What is going on here? Oh, we... Eh? Oh, do I have to grab you? Eh? Was ist dies? Was does this mean? Can I just skip it? When Minska said that I would get to live in a neat color castle in his upcoming level, I did not expect this. Okay. Okay, so... And then... Oh! Okay. Then I could grab you. And then I gotta grab you. And then I gotta grab this one. Wait, what? But I grabbed it! Now... I'm feeling a little bit salty here. Oh, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna totally miss... Darn it! Timing is tight. Right. Drop down here. Grab it here. Rush over here. Grab that. Jump. Drop down here. Drop down here. Drop down here. Grab it. Oh, fudge. Did I... What? Wait, was I supposed to come down here? Oh, come on! Doop. Alright, so... What? What? I gotta go in the well? This level's got, like, maybe just a little bit too much going on. But that's it? What? Level? I don't know. I feel some kind of ways about that. Have I thought I hearted Minska. Have I should? Seems like a really good creator. Just a bit of a weird one. I will give you heart. Welcome to the LBP Russia, the account Russian community. Here you'll find all the news and info about LittleBigPlanet Russia. What does that mean? I played a Tomb with a U and I hated it. I did not enjoy that level at all. It was very wonky. Gruel's Garden, Castle Raid? A dull and cruel pain. That actually sounds amusing. Let's check that out. Oh, Quill, sleep well. Transform your niece and nephew into squirrels. And I wish you a very fine day tomorrow. Next week's streams will probably be Monday, Thursday, Friday. I think that's what I'm going to aim for unless something comes up. Oh, I don't know if I like this.
Hey there, Skippity-doo. After injuring me horribly, I figured out a way for you to pay for my medical expenses. In case you haven't noticed, I'm horribly injured and battle-ravaged because of you.
Offered my niece a mint that would turn her into a horse, and she said no. But I thought that girls loved horses. I thought that was the whole thing. Boo indeed. A now want a season 2 of Tokyo Mew Mew, but call it Tokyo Mew Mew New. Hive, no.
The castle
Hive, no.
not the treasure we can plunder. But I want to emphasize, this is a castle raid for you. I will just be sitting here in horrible, horrible pain. But first, this switch will activate some wind duty. Yeah, this castle's full of them, I assume.
I'm excited for the next Cells at Work. I don't know, she's weird. Sleep well, Quill. It's always wonderful having you here. What are they up to in Cells at Work at this point? Because, like, aren't there a bunch of different series? Like, you've got Cells at Work regular, and then Cells at Work Black, and then I assume that there's a couple of other ones, too? I really should be watching Call of the Night to go with my sleepless nights. Hive, have you been having trouble sleeping recently? Because I don't like that. That doesn't make me happy. Is there anything I can do? Do you need me to read you a bedtime story, perhaps? I could do that. I don't really know any good stories, but surely I could come up with something. There's several as far as I know, but I've only seen the first season of the original. I remember seeing, like, the first... not episode. The first volume of the manga, and I don't know why I didn't stick with it. Call of the Night is about a dude who's sleepless who wanders the city at night and meets other sleepless people. Isn't there a Haruki Murakami book about that? I feel like that's a thing. I know that there's a Denny's involved. There's also a vampire. Dan's super interested because it is amazingly accurate. That's pretty slick.
Well done, Skipperino. You sure squandered a bit of my precious time getting here. By the by, I'm still better than mobile.
I don't even really... I don't...
It was cheaper.
I do not care about this egg thing. Except that I hate it. What do you want me to do, evil egg?
Not again.
Isn't Cells at Work Black basically Cells at Work but in an unhealthy body? I think so. Like, I think it's... There might be, like, cancer involved? It is not, as far as I know, super sexy. I think they have cancer or something. It seems it's more than a little dark for a manga anime. Oh wait, what? Oh, don't make me come all the way back here. This is a... Yeah. I hate this. Okay, so I guess I gotta kind of... Dan's my partner, he's a surgical resident. Okay. I mean, I kind of figured from context. Not about the surgical resident part, but about the partner part. So basically, like, if you ever have impromptu need to remove somebody's kidneys, like you've just got somebody at home and on hand, that's very convenient, honestly. Because you just don't know when that might come up. Just minding your own business one day and suddenly you find a need for kidneys. Actually, funny you should say that. I'm slightly concerned as to how this sentence is gonna end. Okay. Alright, we don't want to die. We would like to get... Excuse me? I'm sorry, but that's a load of horse pucky. I'm calling horse pucky on that. This level is not annoyingly set up at all. Just, I mean, completely not annoying. Not at all. The Ruby anime is written by Gen Urobuchi and produced by Shaft. I'm suddenly interested. The Urobucher? I feel like I heard that someplace. I wonder if that's something that Kronos had mentioned. It does seem like a Kronos fact.
So you know, I didn't leave any checkpoints around because the iPads cost too much. Look for shortcuts instead.
I might have dropped it too. Oh wait, the other day he came home really proud, like, I did an appendectomy 80% myself today. And I'm like, holy cow, you're becoming an actual surgeon. That's pretty slick.
Otherwise it'll be a bit of a long walk.
He is indeed becoming a surgery man. Not, one would imagine, a sugary man. Although, possibly that as well. Alright, what do you want, Level? Why you gotta be like this, Level? Nobody asked for this. Also, I've got no more sound. There we go. It kind of feels mean for me to say this, but wow, Ruby with good animation. I mean, isn't that kind of like a hallmark of Ruby? Is this the cruddy animation? I feel like that's a thing. Oh, I can jump up on that. Yeah, I missed it myself, Astro. Like, it was just one of those things that came out once I was over here and was not at all on my radar until it was already deeply a thing. Death to false EBM? Wait, what does that say? What does that mean? What do you mean, false EBM? I think this is gonna be this will be the thumbnail for today. This is a good thumbnail. 2 hours, 20 minutes, 46 seconds. I'll have to remember that. I should write that down, but I'm totally not gonna do it. Never gotten to Ruby. Watch some of Ruby Chronicles. Ruby Chibi episodes, which is basically Ruby the 4 coma. Is it... Well, I guess that's all you watch. You can't really do a comparative. I was gonna ask if it was more or less confusing than the original, but... Electronic body music. I mean, 4 Coma don't have to be confusing. Azumanga Daioh manages to not be confusing. It's a very sensible series with very sensible people. Wait, what am I doing? Level, what do you want from me, Level? Seriously though. I need you to hook me up with a hint? Is it this thing? Do you want me to play with this thing? Today he has no means. He's alone and anonymous. What does that mean? But written in his cells, he's got the mark of a genius. I'm looking for this man to sell him to other men. To sell him to other men to make us rich and famous. What? What? Why you gotta be like that? Level, why you gotta be like that? You think you're so cool and mysterious, Level, but in fact you're kind of a pain in the butt? I'm just saying. What is even happening? That reminded me of weird fortune cookies. Risu, I know enough about Azumanga Daioh to know that it's not entirely truthful. I mean... Wait, fortune cookies now contain advertising? What the actual heck? Family friendly. Why would you put advertising in fortune cookies? What fresh white hell is that? There's a service that now places ads in fortune cookies instead of fortunes. I hate that. I hate everything about that. I am filled with loathing. Was that the goal of tonight's stream? Why must we destroy everything good? Possibly. I mean, I don't know. What is this? Can I... What do you want me to do, Level? Like, seriously though? What is your gimmick? Do I have to be up there? Every day I realize more and more how dystopian real life is already. It feels that way though, doesn't it? What am I missing? I can't get up to that block there. And I don't think that's what I was supposed to do. This thing is already triggered. Whatever this thing is, it's served its purpose. I don't know what's with that thing up top. Well... I guess I'm just silly and I just don't get the genius of this level. Hate that. Alright, we did the crocodile thing over here. That's already sorted. group of creators that, like, this was their whole thing, and honestly, I'm not much here for it. Like, it's interesting and neat, don't get me wrong, but it's also just a complete pain in the tuchus. And this is not why I play LBP. To have a pain in the tuchus. Wah wah wah. Wah wah wah. Wah 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 wah. Oh, fudge. No, not that! Not that! Yeah! Astro, I do appreciate it. And I am as well, but... there is a part of me that's like... I actually want to engage with the level, like... the way that the creators want it engaged with. So it does get a little bit frustrating when it's like I have no idea what precisely they're trying to do. Maybe... can I... is that the answer? Do I need to... is that it? No, that's not it. What the actual fudge? Alright, I'm gonna... oh, gosh darn it. Not actually optimal. What am I not... oh, God bless it. What is it that I'm not seeing here? I'm gonna noodle this a bit more, and if I can't figure it out, I'm just gonna bounce and try something different. There's something going on with the contraption on the right, but it's too tall for me to actually get up on top of. Because it looks like something that I'm supposed to launch from. But I can't actually get up onto it. I don't think that I can get on top of that. Right, that's not a wide piece, that's just a narrow piece, so I can't jump onto that. We pulled those switches, so those are... whatever that is supposed to be is done. So it's gotta be somehow this bit, but... oh, Hiruna, it is wonderful to see you as always. I hope that you're doing very well tonight. It's a bit of a late night for you, Hiruna. Are you having trouble sleeping? I mean, I hope that's not the case. Although I am pleased, as always, to have you here. Currently struggling something fierce with this level, to be honest. I got no idea what I'm doing with it, got no idea what's going on. It is, as it were, kind of frustrating. Having too much fun with Monster Hunter with my brother. That sounds really nice. I've heard tell lots of excellent things about this Mon Hun, as it's called. I myself have never availed myself of the joy of the monstering huntering. Am I wrong? Was Monster Hunter originally a 3DS game. Alright, I'm not figuring this out. It was originally PlayStation. I wonder why it wasn't in my particular wheelhouse. Monster Hunter is old. Guess so. Well, fuss budget. Bonner 123, I am afraid that I simply cannot do your level. I thought it was mostly handheld. Yeah, like I've got this image of it as a handheld game, but I don't know precisely where that came from. Like that particular image. It's flip-flop between Sony and Nintendo. Gotcha. It was old enough that they thought the best control scheme for action game was for you to control your weapon slings. Oh my god! That's a terrible idea. I hate everything about that idea, Hive. Oh, it's floppable! How you doing? I just heard about the weapon slings and analog sticks. I like the idea, although I realize this is not the case, but I like the idea that, like, the radar pinged on that statement. I was like, oh my god, somebody's talking about analog sticks and weapon swings? I gotta get in on this. I'm like, yeah, Monhun. My first Monhun was Freedom Unite. In the Red Machine City, I'm waiting for the night, I'm waiting for the dawn, I'm waiting for the morning. I hope you enjoyed this trip, and thank you. 見知らぬ赤い機械、あ、ちょっと待って。見知らぬ赤い機械仕掛けの街で、リビッツは暁への扉を探す。ステッカーもあるよ。楽しんでね。重いステージなので、マルチプレイには注意してね。一人が一番おすすめ。Okay. Not precisely what the English says, but we're okay with that. There's also a Monster Hunter MMO we never got. I did not know that. My first Monhun was Monster Hunter 3 for 3DS. I had a Circle Pad Pro for Resident Evil Resolations and everything. Wait, was there, like, cause there was that Resident Evil and Ice Thingamabobber Monster Hunter crossover? Is that? Or is that a different thing? I'd be keen for an MMO if the game feel were the same. I think there's a bunch that didn't leave Japan. Like, I know that there's like a lot of stuff that doesn't get localized and sent over, but it's kind of surprising for something that's as big as Monhun. Flopple says, Revelations was a 3DS Evil game. I remember that part. I was just trying to figure out like how that connected up with the Monster Hunter talk. But some copies of the game... Oh! Okay. Now I gotcha. Some copies came with an accessory that gave the 3DS 2 more triggers as well as a second circle pad. Now I'm on ya. Well, now I'm on the trolley. Not on you. It was a big, bulky chunkus of an accessory, but for Monhunt to have legit camera controls, oh yeah, it worked well. And the new 3DS just included those features as part of the SKU. The SKU? Like the barcode? Isn't that what a SKU is? Is a barcode? While stock keeping units or SKUs and barcodes are similar, they're not the same. A barcode is different from a SKU by the way it is assigned to a product. SKU numbers are unique to a business or seller, and barcodes should be assigned to all like products regardless of where they're sold. Well, fancy pants! I did not know that. I have learned a new thing. No, you're okay, Floppable, like, you're 100% fine. You're adding new random knowledge to my brain, and I love you for that. My brain hoards random knowledge appropriately enough, like a squirrel hoards nuts. And I suppose also appropriately enough, it's basically the only thing that I ever remember. Actual important life details? Nope. Nope. Like, all that stuff just goes, poof, into the ether. Completely random facts? Oh yeah. I'll keep that forever. So, Twitch is secretly a really inefficient learning platform? I mean, yeah, kinda. If you find the right streamers. Unfortunately, like, it's a really super efficient disinformation platform, so it's like, you really gotta get lucky. Of course it is. This is fancy? Like, already? This is shockingly fancy? I didn't want to do that. That was not what I wanted to do. Like, the way this creator has got the stickers acting as mechanical gameplay bits, that's really good. I do kind of wish that the camera wasn't, like, on one hand, I can understand the camera being pulled back to kind of show the entire environment because the environment is just really nice looking. But on the other hand, it's kind of easy to get your character lost. I do find that happens quite often with these types of levels. And I understand why, because the creators do put a lot of work into environments and want them to be seen, but amusingly, I think this might have been a slight issue with the level that I met you reviewing, Hirunda. Because when we met, I was looking at that, like, didn't you do like a kind of a sky airshipy dragony type of level? I think it was called Steamed Ahead. And I think I might have made a similar comment about, like, how we're setting up the cameras. Flopple says, all you need to do is find the most distractible streamers who will info dump if you let them. Suddenly, all the education. Steam Skywards, that's what it was? I love that. I am so glad that I reviewed that level. I'm so glad that I met you through that. Because, like, it's just been good having you in my life, Hirunda, so, like, the randomness of that is just, it really appeals to me. Astro says, I would say it's inefficient because there's no way to engage personally with everyone that needs to, and chat is distracting. Streamers often latch onto chat comments that are negative or in bad faith, and it derails conversation. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I imagine, like, especially in busier and more contentious chats. So I have good mods to nudge the convo back to a more fun topic. Yeah. I found that's like... I tried watching Healthy Gamer GG, or whatever his name is. I'm gonna imagine that's tying into the earlier comment. But the quick pop on what Flopple said, and that's something that I've found personally to be, like, it's a tough line to walk, because, like, there's some topics that I feel like are really important, and I kind of want to expand on them, but I run into, like, the limitations of my knowledge sometimes, or just, like, how people react to the topic, because sometimes, one thing that came up, it's interesting, education comes up here kind of often, because one of the reasons we put the yellow card system in place was because there was a while that, like, education as a topic was just always bringing people down, because so many people had such bad experiences with education. It kind of made me rethink safety measures for the channel. But, like, balancing when is it good to expand on a topic because it's important, and when is it good to kind of, like, shift the topic onto something that's a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit more fun. Oh, in the case of grumpiness, gotcha. And by grumpiness, I mean specifically bad faith commentary. And speaking of safety measures, please make use of the yellow cards if you feel the need. Yes, the yellow cards are there for chat, not just for the mods. Very much. Although thankfully we haven't really needed to use them that much in the couple of years that we've had them, but they're very much tools for us to kind of build concepts of what are safe topics for folks. I know, like, a lot of people miss the panels, depending on, like, what device you're watching on, but we do kind of have, like, safety feature information in the panels, in case that's something that you would like more information on. We have been very lucky, Floppable, that, like, I don't think we've really had anybody come in and like, purposely try to derail conversations. I know there was a chap that used to come by fairly often, haven't seen him in a while, and actually, somebody that I had met in Meat Space, and it was a fairly decent person, but I know that he had some ideas about the US military that were definitely more positive than everybody else in chat, basically. And that was kind of a hard balance to pull, because it was like, it was hard not to have pile-ons, because he would pull up with something and everybody would be like, yes, he was a member of said military. And everybody would just be like, dude, you're kind of completely wrong. But even he wasn't arguing in bad faith. He was just arguing from a very different position than everybody else. And as Hive said, from the position of being in the military, so that's kind of its own ball of wax. I know that he was stationed down in Okinawa, but I don't know if he's still there. Because I haven't talked to him. I want to say since February 2001. That feels about right. The last time that I heard from him actually was like it was after I had to sell my PlayStation 4 to make bills, and he'd offered to send me an extra one, and we'd kind of backed and forth about it because I didn't want to take it because, like, that's a big gift to accept from somebody. But he kind of argued me down to like, well, you know, if you're okay with sending it, then I guess I'll take it off your hands. And I never heard from him again. Which was kind of like, dude though. Dude. I felt some kind of ways about that. Asa says, said streamer isn't like a bad person, and I appreciate what he's trying to do. And if I could be half the mod that Floppy is, I'd be happy. Oh, Floppy, are you doing mods are you modding as well? If you ever see something that's untoward, Floppy, by all means, don't feel like you can't say, hey, here's another technique that you could use. Because I am always looking for good advice. But I'm also looking for, like, what does this level want me to do? I noticed that when mods get chat back on track, some streamers have a real hard time letting it go. Sorry, I was just like, I was just trying to like kind of see that in my head, because I think I would be deeply grateful, personally. I guess if they get under the streamer's skin, it can be hard. That's fair. I do have to say, and honestly and thankfully, like, my mods look out for me really well, because I've got a problem where, like, I take more crap from people sometimes than I necessarily need to. And folks have come in and been like pretty misgendery, and I've been like, oh, it's I guess, you know, that happens. But like Chronos or Rabbits will just bounce them out of chat without a second glance, and I love it. It's kind of a matter of the mod streamer having a level of understanding and trust, yes. And it's a little frustrating when the context is supposed to be education. Wait, let me quick make sure that I'm not missing a piece. Oh, okay, that's the piece that I missed. When it's just a few of us, it's one thing, but when it's 10,000 people, it's kind of impossible. Yes, that is true. I completely missed that bit, Astro, and I apologize for that. Wait, crumbs. What? Where am I going? Level, you're beautiful and everything, but honestly, like, what do you want me to do? What's your thing? Oh, I think those are bounce pads. Okay, that wasn't great. Those are bounce pads, aren't they? So, I gotta come down here. Okay, go up to this. I think I err closer to Risu in trying to engage good faith, more than is warranted by individuals in question, and then Kronos or rabbits will just shoot them. And that's a good balance, I think. Like, honestly, sometimes it's good to be a little bit gentler, and sometimes it's good to just like, nah, it's not gonna happen here. So under the context of Twitch is an inefficient education platform. You're all good, Astro, like, don't worry about it. I missed a thread, and I think that things branched and I didn't notice it, so, but you're perfectly cool. Flopple says, I tend to follow the streamer's lead, but I've been known to drop folks who are visibly upsetting them, but they're still being accommodating to for longer than is necessary. And that's, like, that's a really good thing, because sometimes it's hard when you're the voice, sometimes to stand up for yourself. There's one and only really one instance where someone came in chat and I insta-banned them so fast, the streamers and the other mods did not get a chance to read anything they said. Knowing you, I'm sure there was a good reason for that. But I'm almost worried as to what that reason could be. They were a chaser. Oh, gross. That's gross. I don't like that. Definite ew. A hive out there doing the work of God. I don't know why, but this level is giving me very much Nihei Tsutomu vibes, and I love that. Because, as everybody knows, I do love me some Nihei Tsutomu. Should I bask in ignorance for not knowing what a chaser is? I mean, you don't... Given your situation, you don't need to know what a chaser is. If you'd like to continue to bask, you can. It's pretty gross. Oh, I see where my mistake was. I was not moving nearly fast enough. Oh God! This is like if Nihei Tsutomu did Hyakuman Tan no Barabara. And I love that. And that game did not get nearly the love that it deserved. It's like Nihei did Yellow Submarine. That's actually kind of a good call, Hive. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I wish that I had gotten into Knights of Sidonia more than I did. Like, I feel kind of bad about that because I've heard all kinds of good things for it. Blame is so good. Hive, if you can, I don't know if you have it available to you. Um, Astro and Hirunda, I mean, that's a good point, Astro. It's a family-friendly explanation is doable, but probably a little bit difficult. If you want to know, I could DM you an explanation, like, after stream. Nihei's backgrounds are so detailed. They are floppable? It's weird, it's like... Oh, I didn't finish the previous thought that I was having. Hive, do you have the big size, the A4 size, Blame available in Australia? I'll leave it as a DM, Astro, because like it's not really super family friendly. I used to have these oversized copies of Blame, and I think that they've done Biomega and Knights of Sidonia in that size as well, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Hive says I bounced right off Knights of Sidonia. He did a really good job with setting up geography in the opening panels of that manga. And I was like, wow, I don't really know what happened, but it's not that the quality of Blame's visual storytelling. I feel like, personally, that... And I think we talked about this before, and I've no idea if this is just because of things in Nihei's life, but I feel like his visual storytelling kind of starts to break down about halfway through Biomega. The only oversize I've seen here is the deluxe Berserk volumes. I would be up for an oversized Blame. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's, Blame is like a 6-volume set. I don't remember how big Knights of Sidonia is, and I think Biomega should be... I would imagine Biomega would probably be like 2 volumes, maybe 3. Because it's only 6 tankobon. Oh, also, Viz put out, I don't know if you could still get it, but Viz put out a hardcover, is it color? Hold on, let me quick check. No, it's not color, but it does have color panels. A hardcover English translation of Abara, and it is so nice. The binding, honestly, I'll be honest with you, the binding isn't great. It's like kind of clumsily bound, but it is so beautiful, the art in it, and it's nice and chunky and big. Abara is gorgeous. Abara is just like silly gorgeous. I think ironically, Polygon Pictures was the perfect choice to adapt Nihei's work, given they can't animate humanity or emoting very well, and it fits with the weird, uncanny valley aesthetic of Nihei's work. They're the ones that did the, like the Blame Netflix? Was it Netflix that there was like the little Blame movie for? I got to see that in the theaters, and it's like the Foley work in that is so good. Like you really feel the weight of everything. It's very impressive. They're also the ones who did Knights of Sidonia. Their sound design is very good. It's just like, yeah. The work on animated Godzilla movie trilogy is fantastic. I have not seen that. I do not know that. The actual trilogy, not very good. Womp womp. It's very not good. We're back again, Urabuchi! Our conversations are just on a total loop today. And I'm fine with that. But it does amuse me. It's 10 and I'm still sleepy. Astro, if you need like a couple extra hours of sleep, I am not gonna turn my nose up at you. Cause I've had those days. Often. And recently. So if you want to bop out and get yourself a nap, like, I am not going to say a single thing about that. Unless this is one of those situations where, like, you feel like you have to be awake because of, like, life stuff. Because life stuff does suck, but it's not good, Urabuchi, but it's still interesting. Okay. Third movie is basically a cosmic horror story. Astro says, I can't sleep more. I have to build sleep deficit to sleep properly at night. I should do that. Like, that would be... Oh gosh, that's gorgeous. Holy wow, though. I almost want to make this the thumbnail. I'm a bit worried because narcolepsy stimulants may be too weak. Are you... Oh wait. I thought the level was over. Oh, Phantom Strom! Hey, how you doing, yo? It is wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing very, very well tonight. Hope that life is not giving you any more stress than you feel like that you can deal with. This level is Akatsuki Red Machine City by Bing2Go. Old school LBP, heavy sticker work level. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's really big and chunky, but the way that they integrated the sticker work and the actual gameplay is really, really solid. Life is up and down. We've got good days and we've got bad days, but today's been a pretty good day. Phantom does a lot of, I guess you'd call it promotion work with LBP levels on Twitter. And generally an all-around pretty decent chap. If you are playing LBP, or if you just are interested in LBP, would be worthwhile giving him a follow. But for your first time visiting our chat, it is lovely to have you, and I'm glad to know that you're doing well tonight, or today, depending on like what the time zone is for you. I think I'm probably gonna do probably like another half hour, maybe 40 minutes, but I am gonna take a really quick break right here just to have a bit of a stretch, because I think it's been about an hour for since the last one. I love streaming LBP. We usually do LBP like about 2 times a month, but sometimes more, depending if need a little bit more cheer in my life. And this has been a bit of a LBP heavy month. August has been a lot, but I do definitely enjoy doing the LBP. Hirunda says I might dip out. It's 2 a.m., also known as yeesh o'clock. Yes, Hirunda, you get yourself some sleep, please. Have only good dreams. Wake up with strong power for the Monhun with your brother. And our schedule for next week should be Monday, Thursday, Friday. Probably next Friday is going to be Dreams. And we might start Nier on Monday. I haven't 100% decided yet if that's going to be Monday or if it's going to be the week after. I'm... Well, we're gonna I'll leave that to the side for the moment, but we will be starting near relatively soon. New uh, Paxit... Pac... Paxidi tweet? And it's Bridget fan art. Oh my god, Hive, that brisket art, though. And Astro, did you see the Bridget as brisket in PT's Discord? Because it's like just the absolute cutest thing in the entire world. And I love every bit of it. Gotta rename myself Brisket. I just completely melted. Even if they're doing it for the bit, even if it's like that's not true, I'm still super down with it. But yes, let me just get like a little bit of a bio break and a little bit of a stretch, and I will be back in a couple of minutes. Coffee? I mean, I still have coffee left over. I should drink that first. No more coffee. Alright, we are back. I think we got enough time to probably do a couple more levels, depending on how chonky they are. Wonder what levels have you... Shifty Sham Mansion. That seems like it could be fun. It's an LBP2 level, and I do have a particular love for the creation style that was common in LBP2 levels. I don't really feel like we see it that much anymore in LBP3. I don't know if it's because those creators have moved on to other games, or if that was just a mode of level design that has fallen out of favor, but I do miss it sometimes. That frog level that we did earlier today was a really good example of LBP2 style, and as much as I complained about that level because it was a little bit frustrating, it definitely had an aesthetic look that I'm very down with. I will play this Shifty Sham Mansion. Hopefully it won't take forever to load. Did you know you could press square on a level badge to see options such as play, copy, and add to queue? Thank you, Phantom. It is a pleasure to be back. Swinging towards 11 o'clock at night here in Japan. Well, actually, we're past 11 o'clock. But I've got the energy for a little bit extra on the stream, so might as well do it. Oh, this is cute, though. I do appreciate a good cute level. I hope it's not broken. That is one of the problems with LBP2 levels in LBP3, is that a lot of them are broken because of changes in how logic and physics were handled. Fudge. I am from the United States, but I've been living here in Japan almost 20 years now. But originally from kind of all over in the US. I was born in Virginia. I lived a bunch of different places on the East Coast, and then spent a pretty long time in Milwaukee for university. I was maybe like 7 or 8 years in Milwaukee, and then I moved over here to Japan. And it's been an experience. For the most part a positive one, but definitely an experience. Now, what do you want me to do here? Clearly not that. Can I... Oh! I'm being silly. Gotta go the other direction. Wah wah. I actually thought this was a scoreboard. Ah, bounce pad. Gotcha. I really like the visual presentation here. This looks really nice. The material palette is very solid on. And we do appreciate a good material palette. And I'm surprised that they're using the Attractogel fairly well. I see a lot of levels that use Attractogel, but like I don't usually feel like it's well implemented. Oh, buggery. Wah wah. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, it's just the 2. That's not so bad. And then around the bottom here. Oh, fudge, fudge, fudge. Oh, well, that works perfectly well as well. That's not what I was expecting to do, but that's okay with me. Oh, this bobbin is in the way. Oh, come on. No, no, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Okay, the T handle here, because that's a physical object, and the bobbin here is a physical object, so it's forcing me under the bobbin and then not really letting me out? That's awkward. I don't like that. That could have been done better. Oh, very nice, though. Oh. Oh, I thought maybe we could go through the picture. Womp womp. Oh. Wait, what? What are we doing wrong on that? Like the cardboard in there. Okay. I guess there we are. That was kind of a weird flex, but oh my god, this is slick. Oh, I like this a lot. That was a nice that was nice. I like that level a lot. Who did this one? Oranyam. Gotta get a heart on them. Now that we don't have LBP me anymore, I need to heart more creators so that the recommended for you page will get filled out a little bit more. Because that does seem like it weights more heavily towards creators that you've hearted. Let's go to Oran's page. And what levels were they playing? Stack Pocket Strand Confetti Giveaway, Best Glitch Material, Out Walking the Dog. I don't know. These aren't looking too attractive. Loading isn't very attractive either. I wish the loading was a little bit better. Any minute now, LBP. Thank you. This is all giveaway stuff. I don't need giveaway stuff. I want levels to play. I want something new. Doobie 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 doo. Oh gosh. Sorry about the yawning. We are getting close to where I'm gonna have to put a bow on things, but I think we can get in at least one more good level. Are? There's a problem with the level you were playing, the forced return to your pod. That's not good. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that at all. Let's try this Gears and Steam. Welcome to Gears and Steam. This level is all about the steampunk vibes. It's a bit of a challenge to complete, but it's also very enjoyable to play. The song in this level is an original of mine called Grim Gala. Gala? Grim Gala. Have fun and good luck. I will. I am excited for your fun and good luck. Okay. Oh, those are gonna squish me. It's a bit hard to tell that that's actually, like, material. Which seems like a weird thing to say, but... Not like a super big fan of the camera so far. I feel like the camera's making it a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. Welcome back. It is a pleasure to have you here as always. This is probably going to be the last level of the evening. Because I'm definitely starting to rack up a few more yawns than I ought to be. Excuse me. That was just an ugly sounding chest cough. See, kids, this is why you don't start smoking. It is later. I had the extra energy, and Phantom showed up, like, just towards the end, so I figured I'd maybe tack on 2 extra levels. But, yeah, usually like 3 hours I think is kind of my limit. Once we start getting past the 3-hour point, it's a bit of a crapshoot as to whether or not my brain meats will continue to function. It kind of shocks me that there was a time there where I was able to do like 4 to 5 hour streams, and definitely not anymore. I think the longest that I did was maybe like a 6-hour stream for Resident Evil 6, because I was just exhausted by the game and I wanted it finished. But that's a definite never again. Oh, fudge. Okay, I see what they want me to do. Oh, come on! And I appreciate the concern, Astro. I've got a decent idea of where my limits are. I don't always listen to them, but at least I can see them. But it is a good reminder. Because sometimes there's very much that feeling of like, oh no, I could definitely do I could do another hour, no problem. And then suddenly, problem. Ah! So. Okay, we can get past this part. This is not as hard as I'm making it. Fudge. Oh no, 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 no. No, Astro, I didn't think it was, I didn't take it as lecturing at all. Like, you are completely 100% in the, what's the word that I want? The sweet spot? Sweet spot doesn't quite sound like the right phrase that I want, but I think you know what I mean. Like, you're absolutely not doing anything you should be concerned about? I just wanted you to know that I actually did appreciate the concern. It wasn't like the backhanded kind of like, oh thanks type of thing, but it was like the actual, I do appreciate the concern. Now I really wish this level had put a checkpoint previous to this section here, because this is a really easy spot to die in after doing something that was also an easy spot to die in. And I noticed that the checkpoint is a limited life checkpoint, so it would be easy to just kind of get bounced out of the level at that point. I don't mind limited life checkpoints. I don't think it's a bad choice for level design, but if you're gonna have limited life checkpoints, I think you need to be a little bit more forgiving with them. Now that's weird, because like, so previously you've got a really difficult section followed by another really difficult section with no checkpoint in between them. But then here, you've got two easy sections with a checkpoint like right in the middle. I find for a lot of creators, like, and even for myself, if you look at some of the old levels that I made, like finding that right spot where, like, how many checkpoints does a level need and where's the best placement for them is really kind of tricky. I'm bad at platformers, so limited checkpoints and lives is a whole thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes I appreciate limited life checkpoints because, like, I'm way more likely to just force myself to try to beat a section if it's infinite. And sometimes, like, levels, it's just okay to say goodbye to the level. Oh, come on now. That was... I'm feeling just a little bit salty about that one. Just gonna have an insta-kill section with no warning that it's coming up. I was that kid that never finished Mario. Oh, hey, like, don't feel bad about that. I never finished Mario. I mean, are we talking about Mario 1? Because I never finished Mario 1. And I don't think I finished... That was my fault. That was my fault. I knew that was a hazardous section. I did get Mario 2. I don't remember if I finished Mario 3. Mario World and Mario 64 I did finish, but Mario Sunshine I don't think I ever finished. So I am definitely right there with you. I did, however, finish DuckTales and Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. So I can be proud of that. I'm just very bad at platformers in general. Oh, any Mario. That's fair. Like, I don't know, it's definitely its own set of skills. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. I did finish the Rugrats game. I can't do like Metroidvanias. I never finished the original Metroid. Actually, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting bounced out of that level, because I was gonna start to get like deep analysis mode. Did finish Rugrats game on Game Boy Color. That's going back. That's definitely going back in the Wayback Machine. I feel like more than frustrating, although it was frustrating, like, it didn't do a very good job of visually conveying the environment to the player. So there were a number of deaths in there that I don't really think were necessary. That bit towards the end where we're kind of riding on that grabbable bit, and that was on the rail, and so you've got to jump off of that onto another one. But the way that works in LBP is you've got to be on the same layer when you're doing the jump. It won't, like, if you bypass it, it won't let you grab on to the next block. So the way they had the camera there was straight flat, so you can't actually tell the depth between the two blocks, which makes that particular jump pretty difficult to do. Yesterday I got to visit a herd of goats that were grazing to eliminate invasive species by the river. There's no part of that sentence that I do not like. That may be a perfect sentence. Goats are fabulous, and now I kind of want to go to a visiting farm and chill with the goats. I don't know where I could do that in Tokyo. I knew a place in Kobe that wasn't too far from where I was living in Osaka, and they had their own ice cream too. It's about 2 miles from the new place. Goats. Goats. Goats are so cool. They got the eyes. They got the whole eye thing going. Fabulous animals. What What a weird note to end on. I love that though. This was really nice tonight. I do need to put a bow on the stream because we are at the 3-hour 40 or 3-hour 40-ish mark. So, but I did have a lovely night. I've been head-butted in the butt by a goat, and that's when I knew I loved goats. That's an experience, and I'm glad that that's an experience that you got to have safely, because goats, when they hit something, they can do a thing. I did forget to mention, I should have mentioned this earlier, I got a call back from the unemployment office, and they called back the 2 places that were supposed to call me back. They didn't actually manage to get in touch with them, but I guess the good news is that the officer is on the case. So they're not just leaving me to dangle on the hook. So, I mean, it's not great news. Great news would be, you know, I've got at least a job interview, but it's better than bad news. So I'm going to take that as a positive. But I probably won't have any job news until Monday, because they said they were going to try to get in touch with them again on Monday morning and call me up Monday afternoon. But hopefully by Monday evening at least I'll have some news to tell you in the job department. Toes crossed. Yeah. Not an entirely terrible officer. I mean, I've definitely got my problems with this officer, but at least she's on the job. I'll give her that. I have to give her at least that much credit. And, I mean, that's about the most I could ask for. Better than bad news is good. Yes. Better than bad news is definitely good. And we're gonna keep our toes crossed that we've got good news coming up in the near future, because I could definitely use it. But as far as our schedules for next week, it should be Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, Thursday might be starting Nier Automata. Friday will probably be Dreams, because this should have been the Dream stream, but I felt like doing LBP instead. So that's looking like what it's gonna look like. Now, I as always like to remind everybody to be drinking all the water that you need to be drinking, especially now in the summer, because it's like, she's been a butt, but she's at least taking the job seriously. Yes. And I appreciate that, Astro. I super appreciate that. Please be drinking all the water that you need to be drinking. Make sure that you're eating at least once a day. I know that that can be a little bit tough sometimes, but try, if possible, to get food down your throat at least once a day. If you got medications, be taking them on schedule. And please remember that there's a lot of folks out there that they've got you in their heart. They are wishing for your best life. I am one of those folks, but I'm only one of those folks. It's not just me. There's other folks out there. But I do need to go, because the brain meats are getting very, very drifty. So, from me, Risco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.